Hello and welcome. Today I have a very special guest joining me, and for sports fans, my guest has the voice of legends with a physical persona that's equally unique. For our folks to the north who follow the NBA, you know my guest loves to get that garbage out of here. From the time he leaves his courtside seat and exits the Scotiabank Arena, my guest is met by throngs of fans, autograph seekers, and onlookers, and he is more than happy to stop and say, "Hello." Well, folks, if you don't know who I'm talking about by now, you may have to flip the rock that you've been living under. It is a pleasure and honor to introduce to you today the great color commentator for the Toronto Raptors, Mr. Jack Armstrong. Jack, thanks for being here.
Victor, a pleasure to be here and really excited. You do a pretty good job with the get that garbage out of here.
That's what I was going to ask. I was going to say, how am I as an impression?
You're in the top 10%, so you're doing okay. I get a lot of bad imitations. You are quite good, so you have a talent, that's for sure.
Well, that's good to hear. Well, Jack, I am very excited you're here, and there's no doubt that you live in an exciting lifestyle. You know, you've been pictured with Hollywood royalty. You are friends, and you've mingled with some of sports' most storied athletes. I mean, you're a legitimate jet setter. You fly in the team jet from Toronto to LA to Miami, and that's just a typical work week for you. So, there's no doubt you live an exciting life, but what I really want to know is how did you feel that beautiful night in San Francisco when the clock struck 0 and the Raptors were crowned NBA champions for the first time? Now, obviously, Jack, you've been an ambassador of the game for Canada. You were Brooklyn born and raised, though. You were an assistant coach at Fordham, and you had the chance to come to Western New York through a head coaching position at Niagara University. But now, as you said, you spend a lot of your time in Toronto and all over Canada with the Raptors. At this point, what does Buffalo and Western New York mean to you? Were you in the building the night that Kobe put up 81 on Jalen Rose?
Actually, I wasn't. When you meet people that have it, you know it. Mm-hmm. I met Kobe Bryant for the first time. I'm going to say he was like 12 or 13 years old. We were recruiting a kid who was playing in an open gym in Philadelphia at St. Joseph's University. And I'm hanging out in the gym watching this pickup game. And I'm like, damn, who's this kid? Who's this kid on the court? And they say to me, oh, that's Jelly Bean's son. Well, Joe Jelly Bean Bryant, his father played in the NBA, then played for a long time in Italy. That's where Kobe grew up, in Italy, as a kid. And I knew his father because his father, Jelly Bean Bryant, was an assistant at LaSalle. I was at Niagara. They were in our conference. And, so I knew his father. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, damn, this kid's good. So after they're all done playing, the kid that we were recruiting played well, but I'm like, this guy's unbelievable. So I introduced myself to him, and I said, look, I know your father, Jelly Bean, Kobe Bryant, nice kid. And I said, look, I just want you to know, you got a scholarship to Niagara if North Carolina or Duke or Kansas or Kentucky don't call you.
Yeah.
I said, I don't think you're going to have a problem. I think all 4 of those schools and 150, 200 others are going to be offering you as well. But I just want you to know that if things don't work out, you got a home at Niagara. So years later, I see Kobe, and I told him a story. He just broke down laughing.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. You don't have to feel too bad about recruiting him because obviously you didn't take anybody else's offer either. So you don't have to feel too bad about it.
You're right about that.
Yeah. Jack, you have a beautiful family. You have a wonderful house in Western New York. You were recognized by New York State as basketball's Division I Coach of the Year while at Niagara University. You've been the on-air. And I'm sure that outlook on life has definitely helped you get to where you are today, Jack. And, your work, your commentary, your enthusiasm has delighted fans near and far.
Well, thank you.
Who you are as a man has been what's most important to me, and I know that sentiment would be stated by so many others. Whether it's through public recognition or behind the scenes, you have been the coach, the motivator, the inspiration, and the lifeline behind so many people. Jack, thank you for being here today, and thank you for all that you do.
Well, it's my honor and pleasure to be here with you, Victor, and you knocked it out of the park. So I was sitting here today with you. I thought a little bit of Kobe and those guys that you have it, and congratulations, you're going to do great.
Thank you. Well, thank you for being here.
Victor, I tell you what, you did great.